Bonjour French 1. This video is all about getting you ready for your Section 3.2 test, which will happen next class. This video will follow along with the study guide and give you a great idea of exactly what you need to know and how well you need to know it for the test. For the first section of your test, you will be looking at a family tree and answering some true-false questions that are written in French. Some of the words that will be included in the true-false questions that you'll need to be familiar with include les grands-parents, which are grandparents, the number 4, which is 4, les enfants, which are kids, le cousin, which is a cousin, specifically a boy cousin, fils, which is son, fils unique, fils unique, which is an only child that is a boy, versus fille unique, which is an only child that is a girl, demi-frère, which is half-brother, trois, which is 3, deux, which is 2, sœurs, which are sisters, frères, which are brothers, and tante, which is your aunt. Again, you'll be looking at a family tree and they'll say things like true or false. Julie est une fille unique. Julie is an only child, and you'll have to know that fille unique means only child. Take a look at the family tree and say whether that is indeed true or false. So be familiar with these words, but you do not have to know how to spell them. For the next section of your test, you will be asked to complete a French sentence with a French word for a family member. You will have to know how to spell these, but most of the questions from the test are looking at you right now. So if you at least know these 10, you're guaranteed to know the 5 that are on your test. These are a little bit like riddles in that you have to be able to read the sentence and understand it to figure out which word goes in the blank, and then you have to be able to write out the word. The only good part about that is whenever they're doing the riddles, they actually give you several of the vocab words within the riddles. So if you use your context correctly, if you have a little trouble with spelling, it shouldn't be a big issue here. So for number 1 for our practice here, le père de ma mère means the father of my mother. Of course, the father of your mother would be your grandfather, and the French word for that is grand-père. The next one, fils de mon beau-père et de ma mère, is the son of my stepdad and mother. So if your stepdad and mother had a son, that would be, the sons, plural, they would be your demi-frère, your half-brothers or step-brothers. I forgot to notice here that it is indeed plural. For number 3, les filles du frère de mon père are the daughters of the brother of my father. So if your dad's brother had some daughters, those would be your cousines, your cousins that are girls. Le frère de mon père, the brother of my father, is your uncle, which in French is oncle. Le fils de mon oncle, the son of my uncle, is your cousin. That's a boy, so that'd be cousin for number 5. The sœur de ma mère is the sister of my mother. To you, that would be your auntie, which is tante. Le fils de mon frère is the son of my brother. The son of your brother would be your nephew, which in French is neveu. Mari de ma mère is the husband of my mother. That would make that some sort of father figure, so either just straight up father, which is père, or beau-père, which would be a stepdad. Femme de mon oncle is wife of my uncle, which in French would be your auntie, and that word is tante. And then finally, fille de mon père et ma mère is the daughter of my father and mother. If your father and mother have a little girl besides you, that would be your sister, which is sœur in French. Again, I know I went really quickly, but it's just a quick way of going through the vocab. For the third section of your test, you will actually have to answer 3 French questions about your family in a complete French sentence. The good news is these are the exact same 3 questions in the exact same order as what you'll see on your test, and there's more than one right way to answer these. Now, my personal answers are here, but of course you can change yours as you need to. Just to go through them real quick to give you an idea of what I'll be asking, you'll need to know vous êtes combien dans ta famille, which means how many people are in your family. When you answer it in a complete French sentence, you have to say nous sommes followed by the number of people that are in your family. Nous sommes 4 would mean we are 4, as in there are 4 people in your family. Don't try to translate it word for word. This is the best way to answer this question. For number 2, they want to know tu as des frères et des sœurs et combien? Do you have some brothers and sisters, and how many? I personally have 1 brother, so I said oui, j'ai un frère. Yes, I have 1 brother. If you'd like to write your numbers as numbers and not words, that would be fine. An acceptable answer would also be non, je suis fils or fille unique. No, I'm an only child. Again, think ahead about your answers, and your answers could be really simple for you to write out if you think about them ahead of time. Finally, for the third question, they want to know tu as un animal domestique? Do you have a pet? And il s'appelle comment? What is its name? So because I have 2 dogs, I went ahead and said, oui, j'ai 2 chiens. Again, if you wanted to write this number 2 as the actual number 2 instead of the word, you could. And then I didn't go through the trouble of saying their names are. I just listed their names. I have 2 dogs, Sophie and Gulliver, just like you can do in English. It'll simplify it for you. I highly recommend that you plan out your answers ahead of time, and keep in mind that if you need to stretch the truth a bit, you can, but you definitely want to know ahead of time what you're going to write, because if you try to do this off the top of your head, it can be very, very difficult. The next section is actually going to be multiple choice, even though it's not multiple choice here on your study guide. You will have to be choosing for the correct D word for the blank. Keep in mind that when you do that, you are looking at the word that comes after the blank, and you're determining whether that word, whether it's a person or an item, is masculine, feminine, starts with a vowel, or plural. So for number 1, nièce, nieces are plural. See how there's ness at the end, so I use des. For number 2, a cousin is a boy cousin, so I use the masculine form du. For number 3, ami, the word for friend, starts with a vowel, so de l'apostrophe. For number 4, this is the only one that trips people up every now and then. They say little girl. So basically you're just focusing on the fact that it's a girl and it's feminine. Don't let the word little throw you off. Feminine is de la. Your teacher here is somebody who's masculine, so du professeur. Garçon is a boy, so du garçon. And students with an S here has to be plural, so it's got to be des. As long as you know which one to use when, it'll be multiple choice, so the right answer will be staring you in the face, but do review those so you know which one is masculine and which one is feminine, and so on and so forth. For the next part, you will be provided with a blank chart to fill in if you would like, and if it helps you sort through the meanings of your possessive adjectives. Basically, it'll look just like the one we talked about in class, in that it will have the words my, your, his, her, our, your, all's, and their going down the one side, and going across the top you'll have masculine, feminine, and plural. But it's up to you to know which one is which and then use it appropriately. Keep in mind, as I went through this section, I always looked at the word after the blank to determine whether I wanted to use, for example here, the masculine form of my, the feminine form of my, or the plural form of my. So again, if you use the chart, or if you can help yourself by filling in the chart, basically what will happen is when you come to a question like what is the correct form of my, you'll realize that there's 3 versions of the word my. It's either mon, ma, or mes. In this case, famille, the word for family, is feminine, so the feminine form of my is ma. Again, when you want to say the word your, if you check the chart, you'll see that there are 3 versions of the word your. It's either ton, ta, or te. In order to know which one, you have to realize you're saying your family, which again is still feminine, so the feminine form of your would be ta. For the next one, again, 3 forms of the word my are mon, ma, and mes. In order to know which one, you have to notice that it's cousins, plural, so the plural form of my is mes. For the next one, the word your is either ton, ta, or te. If you notice that you are still talking about cousins, you'll need that plural form for your, which is te. If you want to say the word there, it's either leur or leur with an S. It doesn't sound any different. The way you know which one is it's just one pair, one father, so it's got to be the original leur. For the next one, the word my is either mon, ma, or mes. For something masculine like my uncle, it's got to be mon. For your, it's either ton, ta, or te. If it's something feminine like mom, then it's got to be ta. For her, it's either son, sa, or se. If it's for something masculine like husband, then it's got to be son. For my, it's either mon, ma, or mes. For something masculine like stepdad, it's mon. For my, it's either mon, ma, or mes. For something masculine like cat, it's got to be mon. And for my, again, it's mon, ma, or mes. For something plural like dogs, it's got to be mes. I know I went quickly through this just to talk about what this whole thing means. Comment tu trouves ma famille? What do you think of my family? Ta famille est géniale. Your family is great. Qu'est-ce que tu penses de mes cousins? What do you think of my cousins? Tes cousins sont marrants. Your cousins are funny. Ah oui, leur père, mon oncle, est marrant aussi. Yes, their father, my uncle, is funny also. Ta mère est très intelligente. Your mother is very smart. Elle et son mari, mon beau-père, sont profs. Her, or she, and her husband, which would be my stepdad, are teachers. Tu as un chat et des chiens, n'est-ce pas? You have a cat and some dogs, right? Yes, oui. Mon chat est très timide. My cat is very shy. Mais mes chiens, but my dogs, Dandy et Dakla, sont gentils, are nice. Again, I know I went quickly there, but this is very similar to what you'll see on the test. Last section of the test will have you read a short description of some people, which will of course be written in French, and you'll have to answer some statements about those people. In order to be able to do that, you'll have to of course be familiar with at least these words. Again, in context, just like always, it's a lot easier, but just to review, the word fils is son, the word sportif is athletic, the word sœur is sister. If somebody is divorcé, they are divorced. If somebody is remarié, they are remarried. Filles are either girls or daughters. Garçon is a boy. Aussi is the word also. Enfant are kids. Mère is mother. Quatre enfants would be 4 kids. And elle n'est pas means she is not. Study hard, and we'll test next class.